But moving on to the news we have around the league, going to hit on two SEC East teams real quick here. Let's start with a trip to Lexington, where I don't know how much validity there is to this report, but apparently it's being reported by 24/7 Sports, so that's a credible website. Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator, being targeted by Mario Cristobal. Apparently, Cristobal is just going to go down the list of SEC coordinators till he can get one because he couldn't get Kendall Browse. Now he's reportedly moving on to Liam Cohen. Got his sights set on Kentucky's offensive coordinator. Now, I have not heard this. I'll just share what I've been told about Cohen this offseason is he would leave for an offensive coordinator position in the NFL, and he would potentially leave for a head coaching position in college football. And I've also been told that he has passed on the UMass head coaching job, which you may be saying, well, what? Why the hell would he want to go to UMass? That's where he went to school. So if he's passing on jobs like that, he's not just eager to leave Kentucky. With Will Levis coming back, we've got Chris Rodriguez coming back. We're going to get to this, but Kavosiey Smoke just announced he's coming back. Kentucky is all in on next season. And as crazy as this sounds, I'm already catching hell for this because I've said it on Twitter. Miami Twitter, apparently that's a thing now too, but the Hurricane fans have found this tweet. But I said, I think this would be a step down for Liam Cohen. And that may have been asinine to say 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It ain't 10 years ago. It's now. I'm talking 2022 Kentucky, 2022 Miami. It's not even close. Kentucky is going to be probably top 20 team in the country. They're going to be picked at worst third in the East. A lot of people are going to have them second. Some may even have them first in the East. Whereas at Miami, it's a total rebuild like it has been for 20 years here. So, yeah, re-implementing your offense, not knowing the pieces, not having your quarterback you hand-picked like you did Will Levis here at Kentucky. You just added another transfer quarterback. We'll get to that in just a moment, but I don't know. I ain't buying this one. So they may be targeting him, but I think it's going to be similar to the Kendall Browse situation where thanks but no thanks to Miami Hurricanes. I think Liam Cohen is going to stay at Kentucky for at least another season here. And part of that, like I referenced there, Kavosiey Smokes made it official. He is returning, going to add some depth to that running back position with Chris Rodriguez coming back, looking to break the school record for rushing yards. But Smoke, he's a talented back himself. Averaged over 5 yards per carry last season. He only had 406 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's probably why he's coming back. But if you combine Chris Rodriguez, Kavosiey Smoke, and Will Levis, 2,160 rushing yards last season for the Kentucky Wildcats. That's a hell of a trio right there, and they're all back next season. So I think Kentucky, again, this is just more and more good momentum heading into spring football for the Wildcats. This is looking like one hell of a year for Kentucky. And here on Thursday, they introduced a couple of the transfers they got this year, now officially on campus, and that includes Deuce Hogan, transfer from Iowa. He's a quarterback, and it's pretty ironic he's coming in from Iowa, the school Kentucky just beat in the bowl game. But he met with the media here along with Tayshawn Manning, the Auburn offensive lineman. And let's kick it over to Deuce Hogan. I thought this was pretty funny where he said, hey, as soon as I got here, they started mocking me. And it kind of gave me a similar vibe to Will Levis last year when he was embraced by this Kentucky team. I just thought this was pretty cool.
I know with the Courier Journal, what was your perception? I mean, you just played them in Citrus Bowl, being on the other side of that, and how did that kind of work out for you?
Yeah, so I was actually in the portal prior to that game. I left after the Nebraska week. So, I was so torn. My family moved from North Texas to South Texas. My dad's a head football coach. And I was in North Texas with my girlfriend and her family, and we were watching the game. And so my phone was blowing up, right? And I'm like so conflicted because on one hand, I have like the guys that are going to be my teammates. And then on the other side, I got my current best friends, you know what I'm saying? Guys I lived with, guys that I've been up at 5 a.m. with. So it was super conflicting, but, it was an awesome game and it was cool. because it gave some validity to University of Kentucky, and they're just kind of to the moon right now, and Iowa's coming off a 10-win season, so it was cool. It was really fun to watch.
I'm curious, how much heck have the new guys given you about beating Iowa last year?
Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but I walked in like day one, and people are dapping me up, saying what's up, and one guy just walks in and says, if you can't beat them, join them, and the whole room busts out laughing. And I'm like, all right, like I get it, I understand. But they've been super cool, and like my defense mechanism is like I wasn't there technically, you know what I'm saying? I was already removed. But yeah, they've given me some crap. But I mean, it's almost warming, It'd be weird if I was the new guy and no one talked to me, but to like come in and get messed with, like it's almost like comforting.
Now this Hogan, he's got some swagger to him too. If you do a quick Google search here, Deuce Hogan, Iowa commit. As soon as he committed to the Hawkeyes, he called out Ohio State, said that he's going to be giving the defensive coordinator nightmares up there in Columbus, which obviously didn't happen. But, hey, I think that he could be the future of the position here at Kentucky. He was a 4-star commit. He was a redshirt freshman last season. He was in the 2020 recruiting class. He had offers from Baylor, Georgia, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, Colorado, Iowa State. So, I mean, he had some meaningful offers here, but he's a down-the-line guy. But one of the transfers that they added this week, Tayshawn Manning, I referenced there, he's only got 1 year to play. He's coming to Kentucky to be the next member of the Big Blue Wall. I thought these comments were great from the new Kentucky lineman who should project right in there to the starting lineup in his final collegiate season.
When you're evaluating the decision to transfer, and you look at, how big is like a team that sort of has this brand, the Big Blue Wall, kind of play into making that decision?
It plays a key role, man. I love it because, the fans, they love their offensive line, and I'm an offensive lineman, so where I can go somewhere where I can receive that love, I'll go there 100%,
You mentioned the Big Blue Wall. There's been a lot said and written, and you mentioned how much fans appreciate it. You're an O-lineman. Generally, you labor in anonymity. But the O-line's a big deal here. What do you think of that?
I think that's awesome, to be honest. I love it. I love giving the O-line attention. I feel like the big boys need their love and to make them play better. So I'm here for it.
Now, I didn't want to leave these guys out. I'm not going to include any of their clips, but Kentucky also had receiver Tavion Robinson, who came in from Virginia Tech, as well as defensive lineman Darion Henry Young, who comes in from Ohio State. We all know the outstanding tradition Ohio State has of producing defensive linemen. So 4 quality transfers here being added to the roster here in time for spring football in Lexington, and that's just going to add to the momentum they got up there.